Hello, everyone. Today is December the 29th, 2020, and I want to read for you the story of Kwanzaa. So, during the month of December, we celebrate Kwanzaa, which is right after Christmas, from December the 26th until January the 1st. So, before we get started, I just want to tell you a little bit about Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is an American holiday inspired by African traditions. It is not intended as a religious, political, or heroic holiday, nor is it a substitute for Christmas. During the 7-day Kwanzaa festival, observed from December 26th through January the 1st, excuse me, people of African descent rejoice in their ancestral values. A Swahili word, Kwanzaa, means first. An extra A was added to the end of the word to give it 7 letters, representing the holiday's 7 principles. Kwanzaa's origins are in the agricultural harvest or first fruits, celebrations that have been observed in countries throughout Africa for centuries. Many of these celebrations last 7 days. Some occur in late December at the end of the year and are celebrated until early January, the beginning of the next year. The dates for Kwanzaa correspond to the days of these African harvest festivals. Kwanzaa was created in 1966 by Malana Karanga, PhD, Chair and Professor of Black Studies at the California State University at Long Beach, and Executive Director of the Institute of Pan-African Studies. 7 principles are at the heart of Kwanzaa, and these are based on the gathering together of family, the commemoration of the ancestors, and the rededication to growth of the community, an offering of gratitude for life's good. This book follows the sequence of Kwanzaa week and shows how its values may be expressed. Today, millions of families in the United States celebrate the joys of Kwanzaa and look forward each year to a wonderful African inspired celebration. So let's get started. This book is called The 7 Candles for Kwanzaa by Andrea Davis Pinkney and pictures by Brian Pinkney. And the part I just explained to you is right here in the note to readers. So if you ever buy this book, which I hope you do, it is a phenomenal book. Then you can check out the history of Kwanzaa and the explanation for it. Kwanzaa is like a family day in the park, and Thanksgiving and a birthday all rolled into one. Kwanzaa is a joyous African American holiday that is 7 days long. It begins on December 26th and lasts through the first day of January. The name Kwanzaa comes from the East African language of Swahili. It means first fruits of the harvest. Since ancient times in countries all over Africa, families have joined together to celebrate the end of the harvest and the beginning of the new planting season. When vegetables, yams, and fruits are ripe for gathering, families rejoice in a first fruits festival. Kwanzaa is a holiday that began in America. It is a time when people whose ancestors come from Africa celebrate their African heritage. To get ready for the holiday, families decorate their homes with Kwanzaa symbols. They place the mkeka, a straw placement, on the table. The mkeka is woven with beautiful patterns. It represents tradition. Muhindi is corn. During Kwanzaa, 1 ear of corn is placed on the mkeka for each child in the family. Families that have many children put lots of muhindi on their mkeka, along with apples, bananas, nuts, pears, and yams to remember the earth's abundance. These fruits and vegetables are called mazao, which means crops. Kwanzaa gifts made by hand are called zawadi, a fabric doll with black buttons for eyes, a necklace strung with speckled beads, and a homemade storybook with folk tales from Africa are kinds of zawadi that praise our African ancestry. Grown-ups give Kwanzaa gifts to children to reward them for the promises they've made and kept throughout the year. Children can give Kwanzaa gifts too. 7 Kwanzaa candles are proudly placed in our kinyara, a wooden candle holder. A black candle in the center represents the richness of our skin. 3 red candles are reminders of the struggles we sometimes have to face. And 3 green candles tell us to always look forward to a prosperous future. For each day of Kwanzaa, 1 candle is lighted to celebrate a special principle. The 7 Kwanzaa principles, called Nguzo Saba, come from beliefs that are held by families in many parts of Africa. These beliefs help us learn, achieve, and grow. Can you say Nguzo Saba? On the first day of Kwanzaa, the black candle is set alight to celebrate Umoja. The word Umoja means unity. For Umoja, our family gathers at home. We share thoughts and feelings about the Kwanzaa holiday and relax in the spirit of togetherness. We talk, laugh, and ask, Habari Gani? Habari Gani is a Kwanzaa greeting that means, what is the news? It is what we say to start each Kwanzaa day. When someone asks, Habari Gani, we answer by telling about Kwanzaa, the principle for that day. Can you say Umoja? Can you say Habari Gani? That means, what's the news? And on the first day, you'll say Umoja, which means unity. If someone asks Habari Gani on the second day of Kwanzaa, the answer is Kuji Chakalia, which means self-determination. A red candle is lit to represent Kuji Chakalia. This is the day to learn traditions that help us define ourselves. In some families, women teach girls to braid their own hair in fancy styles. In others, folks learn to beat African rhythms on drums and gourds. Can you say Kuji Chakalia? It means self-determination. Habari Gani. What's the news on the third day of Kwanzaa? Collective work and responsibility. Ujima. Ujima is the Kwanzaa day to light a green candle and work together to get a family chore done, like stripping down an old wooden chair and giving it a fresh coat of paint. When the fourth day of Kwanzaa dawns, it is time to celebrate Ujama, cooperative economics. For Ujama, we save up our coins for 1 whole year to buy a family gift that everyone can share, like a clock that chimes or a hallway mirror. On Ujama Day, a red candle glows bright in the Kinyara. Can you say Ujama? It means cooperative economics. Nia is purpose, the 5th Kwanzaa principle. Today, a second green candle glows to illuminate our purpose. This day of Kwanzaa is for reflecting on how to fill the days and years ahead. Some folks dream of a life as an astronomer or who peers at stars nestled in the dark night sky, or a trumpet player who bebops in a swinging jazz band. Nia is our purpose, is to do what makes us glad to be who we are. Can you say Nia? Kumba means creativity, and the 6th day of Kwanzaa is for celebrating Kumba in every way. Today we make up dances to perform for friends. Some dances tell stories about the history of people who live in Africa. Other dances are just for fun. Sculpting mounds of clay or reciting a favorite rhyme are also ways to express Kumba. So is planting seedlings on the windowsill or nurturing them to sprout. The third red candle shimmers to help our creativity shine. Can you say Kumba? It means creativity. Faith is Imani, the 7th Kwanzaa principle. To have faith is to believe that goodwill will always happen. To show our belief in a happy holiday, we burn the last green Kwanzaa candle. Our Kwanzaa, Karamu, a glorious feast, fills the room with the savory smells of roasted yams and collard greens. Can you say Imani? Imani means faith. Can you say Karamu? It is a glorious feast. To begin the Karamu, a grown-up spills a few drops of water from the kikombe cha umoja. Kikombe cha umoja, the family Kwanzaa cup. Each droplet honors our African ancestors. Everyone takes a little sip from the cup to drink in the warm feelings of family unity. Then all give thanks for our delicious food and dig into our Kwanzaa meal. Can you say kikombe cha umoja? That is the Kwanzaa cup. After dinner, the party begins. The music sounds a soul-rousing rhythm. Everyone claps and shouts and rejoices and sings and dances to celebrate a happy Kwanzaa. The end. So we learned some cool things about Kwanzaa, and I know this is a very old celebration in our culture. And I felt compelled to read this story today because I feel like the spirit of it has gotten a little lost over time. And I personally have not taken the time to really sit down and look into this festival or this cultural celebration. And so I want to try and to make this part of my family tradition starting in 2021. So this year, 2020, kind of doing my research and learning about it, and next year I want to try to prepare and incorporate this festival into my family tradition. So we learned some pretty cool words. I'm going to flip back through the book so we can try to pronounce these words together, because as you can see, I had to work on some of them myself. But we learned the word Kwanzaa, which is first. Let's see. We also learned the word Imkaka. Wait, I think I said it wrong. Imkeka. Imkeka. And that's the straw placement that you put on the table. So you lay the fruit on top of the straw placement. I think she's holding it right here in her hand. Imkeka. And then you have muhindi, which is corn. And then you have mazao, which is crops. Then we have the word zawadi, which are handmade gifts. So after you're finished reading with this book, you'll be able to speak a little Swahili. Then you have Kenyara, which is a wooden candle holder. And then we have Nguzo Saba, which are the 7 Kwanzaa principles. And then the first day of Kwanzaa is, do you remember? Umoja. And if you want to ask what's the news, you'll say Habari Gani. And then you'll tell them what day it is. The second day, do you remember what it is? Kujichagulia, which means self-determination. Habari Gani on the third day is Ujima, collective work and responsibility. On the fourth day of Kwanzaa, the word is Ujama, which means cooperative economics.
Hurry up, Mommy.
I'm almost done. On the fifth day of Kwanzaa, it's Nia, which means purpose. On the sixth day, you have Kumba, which means creativity. And do you remember the last one? The seventh day, Imani, which means faith. And the word Karamu means glorious feast. And the Kwanzaa cup is called Kikombe Cha Umoja. Kikombe Cha Umoja. So I really enjoyed this book. If you enjoyed it as well, leave comments down in the comment section and press like. Thank you and have a great Kwanzaa festival.